Good, Mommy. What did you do?
Do you think they were in there?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably.
We are getting short on feed, and it kind of stinks. They grow up so fast. Good morning, it's Thursday, and I wasn't gonna vlog today because I was gonna start my daily vlog tomorrow, May 1st, but too much is going on, you guys. Starting with another set of triplets. 1, 2, and the other one's hiding behind that ewe. So we only have 2 ewes left, which is great. And I also just got a text from my barn builder. They are coming this morning to just take a final look at what needs to be done to get my chimneys back in. And once we get the roof fixed, then I can get my rain sensor fixed. And my curtains will work, hopefully automatic after that. Also, once the rain sensor's fixed and the chimneys are put back in, I can get on ordering some fans in preparation for my July breeding group. So even when I plan not to vlog every day, stuff happens and I'm like, I want to share it with you guys. I want you guys to be a part of it because our days just change. Every time we come in, something else is different. So I'm on chore duty today, and late last night, I just hopped into bed, and Mark was looking at the weather, and I'm like, are we supposed to get rain overnight? And he's like, yeah, and the wind was howling. And I said, oh, my curtains are all the way open. And he's like, you're gonna have to go out there. So I went back out to the barn and just raised the curtains. So I have them manually off right now. And it's amazing the difference in the air quality, but I would rather that than the floor covered in water. I'll probably let these guys out today because it's been a couple days now. It's been 2 days, so they need to go. Good, Mommy. What did you do? Not cool. Every day.
I'm so happy to turn this down. My cart is working. So smooth. And fixed the gear on my hydraulic because it was going really slow, and all it was a linkage. Look how fast! Sandy speed, I love it. Cars is so much nicer.
My kitties are helping me fill. The corn is empty in this barn and it's empty across the road, so they're helping me fill bins. Happy? Okay, turn around. That switch right there, Jess?
Jack, I think there's a bird nest. Hey, I think there's a bird nest in there. There's a bird nest in there. What's wrong with it?
Oh, sometimes these birds like to nest in here.
Do you think they were in there?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably.
Yep.
Are they dead birds?
Just the nest. Can you hold my camera? Yeah. I guess
No
it's
eggs, no nothing.
Okay. That's a lot of nest.
Punch it.
Okay. Neener. Okay, so this morning was quite busy actually, so I haven't even fed any of my creep areas, so I'm going to feed them now, my pellets. I just refilled my milk replacer, but I need to clean it out again. It's been 2 days. And the next thing I have to do is my egg bag, right there. So this is our second bag of corn silage. We haven't opened it yet, but I think I have to because we are getting short on feed. I'm surprised I have this much haylage left, to be honest. Belinda's kind of bailed me out. She has sold me a ton of dry hay this winter and spring, and that's really what's kind of got me through. So hopefully this will get me to first cut, but it's stored real well and the quality is still really nice on it. But the corn silage is another thing. If you remember, when we did corn silage, if you remember, we blew through the back of this bag. Wasn't able to get it sealed up, so I put these 2 bales on the end. But you notice I've probably lost 6, 7, probably 9 or 10 feet. It doesn't smell too bad, but we're getting into this stuff. So it's just getting into that ooey gooey. I don't see a lot of mold yet. So yeah, not a lot of mold yet, but this stuff, there's some real wet bits in it, and it kind of stinks. So I don't know what to do. Now that smells normal. The problem is, if I open up the fresh bag, the thing with egg bags is you gotta keep a fresh face all the time. So if I'm not pulling enough of it, so what I was thinking is take a little bit out of the new bag, a little bit of the old bag, but I'm afraid I won't take enough out of either, and they'll have spoilage in both, and that would be bad. So I don't know what to do. I might grab Mark and see what he thinks, but I don't know. For how much feed there is, I just don't want to risk my ewes getting sick.
I just think it smells bad.
Yeah, there's definitely spots.
It wouldn't have been bad
if it's sealed. But
maybe a couple more days out of it.
It's just all it takes is that one mouthful.
My worry right now is you're breeding.
I know.
So I just...
Okay. Alright. Look at... Our hay is coming up.
Oh wow. It wasn't up a few days ago.
Yeah, well, the rain and the heat. So we planted some new hay this year, and we used oats as a nurse crop, and it's coming up. So there's about 10 more acres we planted. We had 40, we added another 10. We've just been short hay. That's why I've had to buy some from Belinda. My first year was the establishment year, and it was pretty dry, so we didn't get very good cuts off it. And last year was dry again. So if anything, if this just ensures we get more rain this year, we'll take it. So here's the oats, and there's the little baby alfalfas popping up everywhere. It took like 3.5 weeks to come up. We planted this a while ago, but she's a haze of green now. This is our 3rd year with this particular hay crop, and it looks pretty good. I don't think the grass is, Mark's not crazy happy with the grass catch. And again, dry establishment year, so we're wondering if that has something to do with it. But yep, there's the alfalfa. So that's what the alfalfa looks like when it starts to grow. It's got a long way to go, considering I really need hay pretty much as quickly as I can get it this year. baby. Baby. Oh, you guys, stop knocking off your feeders. Okay. Look who it is, you guys. Ruby Sue and Rusty. Up eating the creep. They are always together. Hello. You remember me? No. Bye. They grow up so fast. Alright. I'm going in. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is there's an auto button up here in the corner. That turns it from auto to manual. So we want this manually shut off because I want to dump this out so it doesn't run, obviously. I want to clean this whole beaker out. So it gets pretty gunky after 2 days. There's a lot of lambs on this machine, so it doesn't take much just to coat the outside. So I want to get that a real good rinse. So I'm going to grab a rinse pail. So I just dump whatever's left. They do a pretty good job of emptying those hoses. And then there's a spin button that runs the beater in the bottom. We don't want that yet. We want to actually fill it manually with water. So this is the water. And I just fill it so it's at that same level as all that gunk. So I'll pop it about here. And then I run the beater, and that cleans it. It's got a timer actually if you want to leave it going for the whole time. I usually don't. I just do it to get everything loosened off, and then I rinse it a whole bunch of times. But this is what it looks like. So I'm just spinning that around and just letting it kind of clean itself first, get the rough off. So I do that for a little bit first, just the initial. I'm going to get rid of that gross gunky stuff. And then I'm going to actually... Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fill it with some more water. And then have a little bit of soap, just dish soap that I use. I don't know if it's the right stuff, but I figure whatever's gentle enough. And just a little bit because it'll set up when I start feeding it again. Okay, and then I shut it off, and then I just take a sponge, and then I really give it a good scrub. So I'm going to just give that another little spin. Okay. I'm going to dump that. And then it's just rinsing. You can already see the water's getting a lot cleaner. Alright, we'll clean that out. And give you guys the final reveal. So, nice and clean. Now, I think while I have everything kind of ripped apart, I might just take the hoses in and clean out the hoses too. So I'll just run them, I take a syringe and just like really push hot water through them just to get rid of all the gunk that sits in those lines. I probably should use like a vinegar or chlorine or something because I don't think hot water even does enough, but it will be better than nothing. But that's kind of how you clean out the system. And when I want to start this again, I'll just press that auto button and then everything starts up. But I'll show you that in a sec. Okay, I'm back and I cleaned out all the hoses. So I just have to reattach them. It's a bit of a puzzle as to which one to do. Okay, so I've got everything cleaned out. I've got the hoses reattached. And now all I have to do is press auto. So this is all calibrated. So the water is weighed out. I do that beforehand. It's weighed out, and then the powder is actually on a timer. And then I calibrate both to get the mix that Grober tells me to do, which is all on their instructions. I keep everything here so I don't lose it, because I am infamous for that. So it's kind of little how I clean my Grober feeder. Hopefully the people at Grober aren't like, oh my god, don't listen to her. So far it seems to do the trick. So of course it's starting to rain, and I want to take that, I want to take those boards off the end of the egg bag, and I don't want to get my camera all wet. So basically I just screwed 2 boards together with the excess of the plastic that was left over when we bagged it, and that creates a really nice seal. Now there always typically is a little bit of spoilage in the very front and the very back of every bag, just due to, I call it the hump, kind of like there's enough air that gets in at the end before I get this bag closed. So there will be a little bit of spoilage, hopefully not too much. This is kind of what I do. I sandwiched a 2x4 on the top and on the bottom, and I kind of like wrapped it like the butt end of a gift that you would wrap for Christmas. And then I put those on both. I sandwiched it, and then I kind of rolled it up. So hopefully it's not too bad. I always end up doing this on a rainy day, and then the plastic stinks. Now I'm going to cut like an arch and then cut there, and hopefully we have a front. So, for the most part, corn silage, there's no spoilage, just right here. And that could be just from me not getting those boards 100%, but that's it for spoilage. The rest looks really good. It's really wet, surprisingly. Oh, it smells good. So, that's tomorrow's breakfast. I will take this off, and that won't get fed. And I'm going to put it just back there with that other pile. And we'll get rid of that when we spread this manure. I have to admit, I don't spend a lot of time just taking in all that this is every day. But I'm pretty blessed. I know we're self-isolating, and I know we don't really have a lot of contact with the outside, but part of my strategy is sharing with you guys. Every day, showing up, whether it's here or Instagram, and it makes you feel not as alone. And I mean, that's why I started this whole thing, is because I was by myself all the time in this barn, and sometimes we just need that contact, right? I'm gonna go across the road because we filled up that corn bin, but when I did chores this morning, there was no corn, so I couldn't fill those feeders. And see what the kids are up to. And Mark, what are we doing? Your noses are runny. Oh no. Do not say that. Maybe it's allergies. It is spring. What are you doing, Jack? Electrical?
No.
What are you guys doing? Oh. From what? Oh. From planting wheat? Alright, I'm gonna go across the road. You guys didn't fill feeders, did you over there?
No.
Okay. I can't believe how much thinner my barn looks all of a sudden. So when we run out of corn, this auger keeps running, so I always get Krista just to unplug it. So we will plug it back in, get it going. That sounds good. So now I'll just turn on the flex auger and the proportioner. And the lambs go crazy. Okay, they are fed. That took a while. Those bins were almost empty. The worst thing you can do for lambs is run out of feed when they're used to all you can eat buffets. Because what can happen is they can overeat and bloat, and then it can be a catastrophe. I had it happen a couple years ago, and I lost like 6 lambs in one day because they had been on a restricted diet, and then I threw them in a pen where there was a little bit of feed in a feeder, and they went nuts on it. There was only a little bit in it, but it was enough that they went down with what is called grain overload, which is bloat, and they died. So very important. I was just on my last, they're fine because there was feed in this front feeder, but the back feeder was pretty empty. So they're on it pretty good back there. Hopefully I don't come in tomorrow to a disaster, but I think they'll be all right. So that is done. I think that's it for today, guys. I don't have much on the agenda. We will see you guys tomorrow.